I would say the media diet is a really big one. Not drinking is a really big one. All of them are a really big one. So those are the things I did in my 20s. It sounds like a lot because it was.
I turned 30 this month, and with that, I felt amazing. I wasn't expecting to feel this way. I feel like I'd put in all the work in my 20s, and now I get to really enjoy myself because I was quite a mess in my 20s. I absolutely did not know how to take care of myself. Did not know how to take care of my physical health, did not know how to take care of my mental health, wasn't able to balance a bunch of things, didn't know what job I wanted to be in, and all these different things. I didn't know what my interests were. I was scrolling all the time. I was so lost, like the first 5 years of my 20s. And then the second 5 years of my 20s, I really figured shit out to an insane level. But through that, through all the work I did in my 20s, through actually seeing myself at such a low to such a high, has made me so excited for my 30s because I put in all the work. So I was like, it's the last day of July right now as I'm recording this, and I was like, it would be so nice for me to put 8 things that I thought were most valuable to me in my 20s that have led me to feel this way in my 30s. The first one I want to talk about is finding my interests. I'm going to just start off with this one because my entire channel is about this. I love creating things. I think it's so exciting to make something out of nothing. And so the way this started was I picked up a guitar one day and I just walked into a guitar center. I did not plan this at all. I just walked in November 2020, picked up a guitar and started learning the guitar. I learned chords. From chords, I went to basic songs, to more beginner songs and intermediate songs, and I've recorded many, many songs, and it's been so fun to see the songs I loved as a kid come to life. And from that, I started getting an inkling. I was like, for 2 years, I had like the smallest inkling of, I want to make music. I was like, I can't do that. I was like, why not? So then I spent all of 2023 learning to make music, but I wasn't learning. I was mostly kind of in a freeze mode where I was analyzing and studying and trying to put a song together, but I never put anything out. Then 2024 came and I put out like 7 or 8 songs, but I learned so much through that. I also started a small business in my 20s that helped me learn about marketing and advertising and like just a business overall, and it helped me get into a career I wanted to get into. But I would say like the first one is just your interests, figuring out who you want to be. Like what are the things that you want to do? What are your interests and hobbies? And actually taking the time to do that. It doesn't have to be intense. You don't have to go to like a professional level and make money off of it, but what are you interested in? You should figure out what your interests are. You should figure out what your hobbies are and just go into it. And then if you do it for 3 months and you want to do something else, great. You did something new for 3 months, and that's so exciting. I've had that too. I like picked up a sewing machine for like a month or 2 and I was like, nah, not for me. Jewelry making, nah, not for me. But then some of my hobbies really, really stuck to a point where I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a hobby. YouTube. I've been posting YouTubes for the last 2-3 years. It started with guitar covers and I've expanded through talking videos and such. But finding my interest has made my life way more fulfilling. I'm like, okay, now what? Like, what do I get to learn today? What do I get to do? Who do I get to be? And that is so fun. So through music, and like I want to make an app, and I started reading books, and so I've been expanding my hobbies, and it's so fun because you got one life and you get to decide who you want to be. You get to decide what those hobbies are for you, okay? And that's just so fun to me. I'm like, I get to customize and decide what this avatar is going to be like. You can be all these different things. Your 20s is a time to figure it out. Not the time. You have your whole life to figure it out, but 20s is where that seed starts of like, what are my interests? How can this grow? That is the first one. My interests have definitely shaped me to be so excited for my 30s because I have all these tools and skills and things that I've learned under my belt. And I'm like, I can just pick any of them up. The second thing I did was focusing on my health. This can look different for so many different people. For me, I really value my health. I've seen my grandma, at home, kind of her health go down over time. I've seen other people's like health go down over time, and I try not to let that affect me. However, I'm like, healthcare is so expensive, and I think so many companies make money off of you not exercising or not being your best self or not eating the right foods. Like even if you think about GLP-1 and all these different drugs out there, peptides, it's like you could just eat the right foods, exercise, drink water, and sleep, and you're good. And it really is that simple. And I fought to get those habits in there. Like I'm telling you, I lost 33% of my body weight. I was obese and I would never go to the gym. And I fought to like figure out what would get me consistent. And it was very hard. But now it's really fun for me because eventually it gets fun. You're like, I miss that. And I just made it fun for me. And I really love it now. And I love seeing my body get stronger. And I think I put the foundations in place, and now for 30, I'm like, I want to see where I can go from here. But beyond my physical health, my mental health, I went to therapy for about a year in my 20s, and that was really helpful. I learned a lot. It was cognitive behavioral therapy, so it's a lot of reframing my thought processes, which was helpful. Still so much to do, but I think I've learned a lot from it. And I also just I journal now also. I think I've gotten a lot better with my mental health, and that can only get better, but I don't know, it's pretty exciting, the amount of work I did in my 20s for mental health, and even in terms of interacting with different people. Everything health related I worked on in my 20s, very valuable. I would say like that's a really big one, because I think your health sets you up for the rest of your life. I've only heard that after like 35, 40, you see the effects of the way you treat yourself and your body later on in life. And I'm like, I want to still be able to walk. I love walking. Oh, walking is so fun, by the way. Love walking. Okay, next one. Decorating life. What do I mean by this? You are a little avatar, and you can decorate your avatar however you like. Okay, right now I got a cute little polka dot shirt on with a cute little white skirt, little white hoops. I can decorate myself however I want to. I wanted to figure out what my style was. It's definitely like, I loved like, I think maybe from 2000 to 2010s, like Kate Spade, Betsy Johnson, probably when I was really, really little, like Lisa Frank. I love colors, I love patterns, I love like just more, like maximalism. But I feel like at times I'm still not there yet, because I still want to upgrade and continuously update my wardrobe, but I know what my style is. It's still a work in progress. Right when I thought I had it, I actually didn't, because then I got cheap clothing, and I was like, shoot, all this now, don't get cheap clothing either. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. It's much better you buy the quality piece of clothing, and it'll last you 5 years over the half year to 1 year. And it's cheap, and it looks cheap too, by the way. You can tell. I can tell. The third one is decorating my life. How do I want to decorate my life in terms of how I dress, how I present myself in the world, how I do interior design, like how do I style my place? So like, I'll probably post some photos up, but I was really into, and still am into, like making my home feel like me. And but what does that look like? So how do I decorate myself in this world, and how does that look like? The fourth thing was also really hard, was taking care of me. You know, some of these things might be so simple for some of you. Amazing, love that for you. All this was a mess for me. I would never take care of myself. I was really messy, like beyond messy. I didn't know how, like I didn't consistently do groceries or cook or do the laundry. It was just all very stressful for me, and I didn't have the systems in place to do it regularly. I didn't have the habits in place, and I had to really fight to get these habits in place. I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to go grocery shopping again. Like I have to cook, and I cooked, and then 2 meals later, I'm like, I have to cook again. Like, but then it just becomes routine, and that's part of your 20s, is like figuring that out. Like I went from really, really, really messy to just very clean. I love being clean. Like I feel like it's a representation of my mind. But even those habits of like, okay, how do I do my laundry consistently, and go grocery shopping consistently, and how do I cook consistently, and do all these life things consistently on top of the habits, the hobbies that I have, and the friends I want to meet, and family I want to make time for. How do I do that? So that took time, but that was also a very good one, because I found that those habits have just stuck. But it really comes down to taking care of yourself. You don't have, like your parents around, of course, to take care of you. It's like you are the only person there. Like you have to parent yourself essentially, and just like, no, we're going to do our laundry today. It's not even like that for me. I'm just like, there's a lot of laundry piling up. I'm gonna do that. And it just became a habit, a thing I need to do. Oh, God, I love a salad now. That's wild. That's crazy. No, it happened right at the end of 29. No, I started loving salads at the end of 29. That's crazy. I'm just like, salad? I've never even considered a salad a meal, and now I'm like, yeah, I could have a salad for lunch. With chicken, of course, because you want to have protein, and you learn all these things, and it's so amazing. The next one I put learning about myself through relationships. I'm talking about, how do I want to be a good friend? Who are the friends I want to have in life? Sometimes I lose friends. I've always felt really bad, because I'm really bad at maintaining so many friends. I can really maintain like 3 or 4, really, maybe 5. 5 friends, and like maybe a ring of like lighter friends, like once a year, twice a year type of friend. Sounds crazy. I think for some people who always stay connected, I can't do it. It's been very hard. I think it's made me realize I want to be a better friend consistently with people throughout life. It's a crazy realization to have at 30. because apparently it's harder to make friends in your 30s. That's okay. I will find them. I'll be okay. I mean, I have a lot of friends where I'm living now, but I do want to make a couple more friends that are like into creativity and making things or like learning things, blah, blah, blah. So then the last kind of relationship, love, we're not going to go into that too much. I had like 4 relationships in my 20s. I learned through each of them. I'm single right now, and you know what? I'm also excited about that because it's a fresh start. How did relationships help me in my 20s? I think I realized that the relationships that I choose are a reflection of who I am at that time and point in life. Because I'm thinking of each of my relationships and I'm like, I chose those people because that's where I was. I definitely learned a lot about myself through relationships. I learned about like, who do I want to be with, which is one of the biggest things in life. Like, who do you want to be with, if at all? And like, what do I care about? What are my values? How to find someone that fits you well. Not to worry so much about being on a timeline, which is easier said than done, because I do care, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, I'm kind of at the point, I'm like, you know, I think I'd be fine if I were single for life because it's really fun. And that goes back to the first point of interest. Like, I have so many things that fulfill me that I'm like, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, all right, cool. The next big thing that I did was place you live really matters. I think it shapes who you are as a person because the people in each city are so different. You know, I went exploring, I think, when I was 27 to multiple different cities and 28. I was deciding where I wanted to settle down in, like long term, whenever that may be. And I made that decision. I was like, after going to about almost 8 different cities around the US, I was like, this is the city for me. I'm here. That's that. Because where you live does matter quite a bit. I don't think Dallas was clicking for me in many different ways. Like, of course, I didn't have family there. The friends I made there, they kept moving, and dating wasn't working there. And, you know, in terms of like things to do, there were things to do, but I grew up in California. I'm a spoiled bitch, and there's a lot of things to do in California. Go California. Okay, no, you know, you either love California or you hate it. That's what I realized living in Texas. Okay. But yeah, where you live is really important. The next thing I did that was so valuable for me where I am today at 30 is learning how to love being alone. Because I think this skill is underrated. You know, to be alone with yourself, your thoughts, not on social media, like doing your little hobbies or even just complete silence is becoming more and more rare nowadays. You know, I think that we're all so connected all the time, and it can be really hard for some people to be alone. Like, we're talking just a couple hours. I did it for 3 months last year. I went to Spain. I was alone the whole time. I love it almost too much. That's for me to figure out. I think I love being alone too much, but it's so peaceful. There's so much to do. I love myself. I'm my best friend. Like, I have so many best friends, but I'm my best friend. I love being with me. I have such a rich inner world and so much I want to do and be in this life. And that was one of the greatest things I think I did for myself in my 20s. I did that at 26. I think after my 3rd relationship, I was like, I just want to be single for like a year. The reason I think it's important to be alone or love being alone in your 20s is I think that, oh wow, I think I'm going to just go down like a really negative sounding hole, or a very deep hole, but it's, you come into this world alone and you leave it alone. And there are so many instances in life where you can be left alone. You can get divorced, or you might find yourself and your kids are not with you anymore, or your person has passed away, or you're just single and you're happy. But there are so many cases in life where you're alone, and to learn to do that in a healthy way when you have the opportunity and option to is really special. Like right now I have the option to love to be alone, like learn what I like to do and who I like to be when I'm alone. Do I like to go shopping? Do I want to go to a picnic? I love picnics, by the way. Like, we're talking just take like a flat sheet or a little picnic blanket, a book, go outside, read. No, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Me and my little hobbies on a little blanket. We love it. We love it. Oh my God. I mean, it does become sweeter when there's someone there, of course. But to do that on your own and then to add someone to that, that's beautiful. Like, to know that you're so happy on your own first. Being lonely is something that's out of your hands, but being alone is something that is an option. Like, you can be alone. It's like, I'm okay with this. I like this. I choose to be alone. Versus lonely is how I felt in Dallas that very first year. I found friends, luckily, like within like 6 months I was making friends and all these things. But the first 6 months in Dallas, I definitely was. It was different for me. I wasn't used to it. I was with friends and family all my life, and then suddenly from that to not knowing anyone in the city. And yeah, I drank a little bit more in those first 6 months, a little bit. I was like, nah, well, I have so much time, like, might as well have a beer or 2 or 3 or 4. I don't drink anymore, by the way. Okay, next one. The last thing that I have is my media diet. In the last couple months of 29, I flipped my media diet on its head. I was scrolling, an hour or 2 or sometimes 3 hours a day. Like, I was just on my phone a lot. For reasons, I don't need to be on my phone that much. Honestly, if I think about it, I really don't need to be on my phone that much. No one does. Even when it comes to responding to texts and messages, I've never been someone who's had my notifications on for most apps. And in terms of responding to friends, I'm like, yeah, I mean, kind of like a check-in once or twice a week kind of thing. But like, what are we talking about every day? Like, I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but also I need to live my life, not like replay the moments of the day every day. Because I was doing that with my younger brother, and I realized that's also taking so much time. When I'm replaying the events of my day, and it's so nice to share with someone, but also at the same time, I'm like, I also want to learn guitar, play drums, read a book, like go on a walk, go to the gym, like something's gotta go. And so I was like, my media diet needs to change. My overall hours on my phone was quite high. I think I was on it for like texting or calling or like going through photos and things like that, but it all adds up. And I was like, for me, I just want to be off my phone more. And that's what I did. Towards the end of 29, one of the biggest things I think that I did was flip my media diet on its head. I did a huge deep dive into different magazines because I was like, I'm not, truthfully speaking, as informed of the news as I would like. I am through social media sites, but I want to get it from like proper sources. I don't like watching TV for the news or listening to the news on the radio. Those are kind of just not for me. And I was like, what about a cute little magazine? And yeah, a cute little magazine did it for me. That was brilliant. I like looked into 15 to 20 different magazines. I spent like almost a day doing this. I also went to a library to like look into it because magazine subscriptions are also so expensive. Holy shit. But I found one and I bought it. But I've been going off of my phone a lot more, less scrolling, more reading. So I've been reading books a lot more. And why do I think that this is also one of the most valuable things in my 20s? I don't like when my time is taken away from me and it's not my choice. If I'm choosing to go on, apps, that's different. And I would count me mindlessly scrolling as not my option. I would count it as a habit that's addictive and I don't like. And before I know it, an hour or 2 a day, 10 hours, 12 hours a week, that's so much time that I could use for anything else. You could do so much in 10 hours. You could start learning a language. 10 hours a week, 40 hours a month. Bro, that's a lot of time, okay? It's a lot of time, and I'm like, I don't like this. It's also kind of why I stopped drinking too. That was another big thing I did in my 20s. I won't necessarily recommend not drinking in your 20s. I just love the way I feel without it, and I love the amount of time I've gotten back, and how much mental clarity and like health, like how much mental clarity I have, how consistent my days are, because with drinking it kind of goes like up and down. I'm like, the next morning I'll be like just a little off, and I don't like that little off feeling. And honestly, sometimes I'd be very off. And just like anxiety, it wasn't helping my social anxiety. Maybe I can just add that as a last one, like not drinking. That has been a really big change for me, actually. I'm gonna add it in because this is about me. I'm gonna add that one in, not drinking. Really big, valuable change in my 20s that I'm gonna be doing for life. I just like it. I don't really know how to explain it to people, although I think I haven't figured out my story. The biggest reason I stopped was like, it's just eating so much of my life, my time, my money, my health, and those are all things I really care about. So maybe that's a really good tagline for why I stopped. Things I really care about and value in this life, time, health, money, it eats into each of those in major ways over time, and I don't like that. And that sounds really intense to tell someone at a party. It's like, oh, why don't you drink? Yeah, I don't know. I just started saying, well, it makes me a little sick. Hee hee. No, I just don't like it. I love that you love it though. So yeah, because this is a video about me, I'm gonna add that in there. But I did go off of the media diet one, so I'll kind of maybe stitch this back in a way that makes sense. I don't want to, similar to not drinking alcohol, I don't want to waste my life away scrolling on an infinite scroll, and I don't know what I took away from it.
I stopped scrolling, which was very hard. It was like really hard to change my media diet, and I did that the last couple months of 29. And I think that some of the things that I do, I just have this gut feeling that it is going to be one of the greatest things for me in my life. I felt that way about giving up alcohol, and I feel that same way about reading, because I really feel like it's even helped my communication skills, my comprehension, the way I analyze things, and the way I show up in the world simply by reading a book. Okay, even if it is a placebo effect, it's working. Like, something's happening for the better. So, yeah, I'm really loving the media diet. I would say the media diet is a really big one. Not drinking is a really big one. All of them are a really big one. So those are the things I did in my 20s. It sounds like a lot, because it was, actually. It was a lot of work to get to a point where I can feel like this at 30. It feels so nice. It feels really nice, yeah. In a separate video, I can go into any of these. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, those are things that helped me in my 20s. I hope that you work on some of these things. It takes time. It takes time, and it's not easy. It's very hard, actually. But what you get is actual peace at 30. Wow. I cannot tell you, like, only if you really know me, would you know how crazy it is for me to be like, oh, I'm really excited about 30. I'm so peaceful. I feel at home. I found home in me. Oh my God, that's so cute. Okay, but like, I would do countdowns for each of my birthdays. I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna do a countdown to 28 because I'm turning 28. Oh my God, I'm turning 28. Oh my God, I'm turning 29. I'm like, oh, I'm 30 now. Yay. But yes, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.